Yo, what's going on, guys? Jordan here. I have a confession to make. I did it again. I accidentally recorded an entire video with no audio from my mic again. This time, though, it wasn't a video I could just time lapse and not have the part where I was talking, because the whole point was me talking over what I was building. So, yeah, I'm an idiot. So I'm just going to be dubbing over everything in post because that's the kind of moron that I am. Anyway, so as you can see, we're not in the Dreamcraft Lite server. We're in my creative test server. Well, creative test world. It's not really a server. And today we're going to be building a Rube Goldberg machine because I thought, hey, that'll be fun. And then I learned very quickly that, dear God, no, it's not. So I'll catch you back once we start. Ladies and gentlemen, we have achieved the first block, the most important part of any redstone contraption. So this is the part where I start building the actual first contraption that I am going to be using in the Rube Goldberg machine. So the plan here is to have not a creeper, a zombie come out of that dispenser and go towards a villager on the other side. When he does that, he trips a pressure plate, which pulls out the floor underneath him, and then once he's falling, he trips a tripwire hook, which activates the next section. And so here you can see that working. And this is it working with the tripwire. It's not much different, is it? And so for some reason, I decided that the zombie shouldn't be where it starts. It should in fact start with a creeper running over a pressure plate that gets the zombie spawned in the first place. And so that's what I've decided to build now. The way I've decided to go about this is by having a cat on one side of the platform the creeper's going to run along, and a pressure plate on the other. The cat's going to scare the creeper along the platform, run over the pressure plate, and hopefully into a pool of lava on the other side. Only problem is, I have no idea how I'm going to get the creeper to go into the lava at this point. So, we'll see what happens. Bet y'all never seen this many creeper eggs. And now comes a crucial test. And thank God the whole system works, because I would not be able to fucking release this video if it didn't. This is the part where I decide it's a good idea to make the zombies go to the USA when they trip the tripwire. Whee! And so the plan here is to make a piston feed tape. This is my first ever piston feed tape that I've made, and I have no idea how a lot of piston mechanics work, involving bud powering and anything like that. And all I know is redstone go in, back piston go fire. Woo! And so I learned a lot about pistons that I didn't think I would ever need to know before now. Yes, I did use bird poop for the piston feed tape. Shut up. Time for the first test. Success. Now, remember earlier when I said there were a lot of things that I learned about bud powering that I didn't think I would ever need to know? Here's one example. I tried fixing it and failed miserably. So in the end, I just said fuck it and tried something entirely different. So the new plan was to have an observer watching the bottom row of the piston feed tape, and every time that row was moved, have it fire a dropper, which would drop one of 12 items, and as soon as the dropper was emptied, a comparator would send a signal to the next part of the Rube Goldberg machine. As I found out, that was not going to work the way that I thought it would, but I came up with something slightly better. In fact, now that I think about it, I think this is a new type of randomizer because I haven't seen this at all before. How it works is the dropper will randomly drop an item in any of those 12 hoppers. It's more likely that it'll be the front six, but if it goes in any of the back six bar the middle one, then the machine continues on with the redstone circuitry. I haven't seen anyone use a randomizer like this, and actually, I think it's really cool. Alright, now we're coming up to one of my favorite parts of the video. This is the part where I decide how we're going to activate the whole thing. That's right, we're building a fake door. So for some reason I thought it'd be funny if the next part of the Rube Goldberg machine was a wool farm. So we have a sheep on top of a grass block, an observer detecting when the grass block turns into a dirt block, and whenever it does, it outputs a redstone signal that continues the machine. By the way, just want to point out I worked out T flip-flops and monostable circuits all on my own with absolutely no help from Mumbo Jumbo, and no one can prove otherwise. As well as AND gates, I worked out AND gates too. Alright, now comes the best part of the machine. Well, after the way it starts. This took so long to make. Looking at the film footage I've got left to edit, this took about 2 hours. And it only works half the time as well, which is the most annoying thing. Yup, it's an item catapult. The problem with it was the timing on some of the things was so finicky. I tried doing the whole honey block into Voppelvader trick, but sometimes it goes down further than other times, and so it made the last few tricks with the honey blocks kind of impossible. But half the time, it works like a treat, and I'll show you that right now. Ah, but before we get to that, let me show you my brilliant idea for dispersing the lava to get rid of the creepers. Yep, my idea was repeater spam, and it worked. And it worked so much better than any other idea I had come up with. It took me 5 hours to come up with repeater spam. I'm not mad, you're mad. In any case, I think it's time for a Rube Goldberg machine. And now you get to watch me celebrate because 5 hours of hard work has finally gotten into opening the front door, and I was so happy. And then I found out that my mic was muted the whole video. Here's my reaction to that knowledge. Hey, hey, fuck. Oh no. Why did this happen? Oh my god. Alright, so guess who fucked up? This video is now 5 hours long, and my mic was muted for the whole thing! I have the time lapse of me building the whole thing at least. And I do have the footage of me building the whole thing. But my mic was fucking muted! Oh god, I genuinely am pissed off. But that's fine. At least you saw the Goldberg machine work. But god damn. Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave this episode here. Fuck, and I'm so annoyed. I have 5 hours of footage to dub over in post now, I guess. There goes my mic peaking. If you liked this episode, then make sure you leave a like. If you didn't like it, then I don't blame you, because I certainly didn't. Honestly, though, this machine was really fun to make, but good fucking god. Was this part here, this part right here, infuriating to make. And this was all I ended up doing. It's so simple, yet I just overcomplicated it like a fucking moron. Anyway, if you liked this episode, make sure you leave a like. If you didn't like it, then I don't like you. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.